When we start.
Peace, everyone. Welcome. We have our guest today, our special guest, Brother Shem Malachi Bey. He and I will be presenting today, a very wonderful and very important topic. So before we definitely get into that, so we have the day's topic, as you know, the Moorish treaty enforcement and Moorish treaty enforcement and consular relations, United States Central Authority. And so we're actually going to get into details as to what that is. So as we so before we have some announcements to make before we delve into the topic. All right. Moroccan Post Law, Government, and History class presents Shem Malachi Bey and Abdullah Bey. All right, we have the topic once again: Moorish treaty protection and consular relations, consular notification, part 5. This is so we have our every second and fourth Wednesday of the month. We have our class. The last class was Wednesday, September 28th. Next class is this coming Wednesday, which is October 12th that we have here. So October 12th, the topic, Moorish treaty protection and consular relations, consular notification, part 2, class 7. So we're looking forward to seeing you this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have YouTube, Moroccan Post Media YouTube page. Actually, all the classes are all the Moroccan Post, Moorish consular relations, the Moroccan Post law, history, and government classes are uploaded and placed on Moroccan Post Media. So if you can't make it on Wednesdays, every second or fourth Wednesday, you can go to Moroccan Post Media YouTube page and catch the recording classes. All right. So see how convenient this is for you, everyone. All right. I love it. I love the convenience. All right. Moorsandmasonry.org. Yours truly, the author, Abdullah Mosi Bey. Moors and Masonry, part 1. The Illuminati and Illumination of the Mind. The Ancient Musical Scale, Pineal Gland, Melanin, DNA, and Cellular Memory. The Masonic Compass Square and their connection to measurement and timekeeping. How her Venus and Moon rule. Etymology vocabulary, supplement you want. Coming your way soon, very, very soon. Moors and Masonry Part 2. The power of Moorish treaties and the recovery of lost Moorish sovereignty coming your way very soon. I've been in the lab. All right. We've already begun the layout. So coming your way soon and very soon. Moors and Masonry Part 2. We coming your way. All right. So once again, today, Moroccan Post Law, History, and Government class. Moroccan Post on Crumb TV. We want to give a shout out. All right, to Crumb for opening up in this platform. So we have once again the topic: Moorish treaty enforcement through diplomatic channels. The United States Central Authority. Once again, Moorish treaty enforcement through diplomatic channels. The United States Central Authority. I am very excited today about this topic. We've been preparing for this presentation. We put in a lot of time so that we make sure that we're thorough and that we present a great presentation, because it's about facilitating learning by being prepared. All right. So, Shem, I want you to give us an introduction on the topic: consular, the diplomatic channels, and the Central Authority.
Yes. When two governments come together and agree into agreement or treaty, the head of the government, the head authority of the government, I mean, elected by the people, or the head of the monarchy, which is the emperor or the king or the queen. The entity which you call a religious agreement between one another. In that agreement, a treaty is called articles. Each article operates as a judgment against each signing party, signature party, meaning that whatever in that article is self-explanatory or is self-executed among each of them, and each of them domain and jurisdiction. Now, in order for, if one nation, if one state is the receiving state, like Great Britain came into Morocco, France, Spain, Denmark, Portuguese, these are foreign European nations. They're not domiciled in Morocco. They come to Morocco to establishment, an organization, a political dominion for their subjects to do commerce. But we're doing commerce now. Once the treaty is signed, they automatically, everybody that's a subject of that crown, give an amnesty to be there. I mean, they have to come to immigration by permission, as long as that ruling government got permission to do business in a territory that was ceded to them or given to them to operate a political power. The national or the foreign government can stay there. Now, what the foreign government have to do among themselves, they have to create a constitution and have to have elections or receive the legislative power from the government, the receiving government coming to the hosting nation to govern their nationals and their land. Now, what we have to do in our land is set up government so we can go ahead and legislate elections, appointments for the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature. Legislature to force our laws govern our nations in our own land, our citizens in our own land. So we haven't done that. And also, what we haven't done, we haven't became a part of the world body of nations, the International Congress. I mean, every nation sends their ambassador to the United Nations. Now, that's the International Congress. Once each nation ratified that charter, they bound by that charter. There's no going back. They bound. They're all bound. Somebody said, well, I don't see the United States. Yes, they are. The United States are all bound. They set up a central authority so that way for Congress has set up a central authority that operates dealing with all treaty nations, conventions. All nations have ratified the Constitution of the UN Charter. All have ratified the conventions, declarations, and treaties. All the councils, foreign agents go to that organization when they have a civil or criminal dispute. Dealing with banking, monetary damage, or criminal penalties. Now, let me say something. When it's a national or a foreign government, CFR 72.2 states that all crimes are commerce. What that mean? If a national is arrested, he cannot do any jail time because they're commerce. And the name was commerce. Or commercial, meaning that they carry a civil penalty, a monetary value. Murder, rape, robbery, not murder, robbery, extortion, all these are commercial crimes under international law. So what's going on is that we have to come together as a body of a community of people that elect our elected officials to our government body, the delegated authority, the holy office, representative, national representative office. And once that happens, we can pass our own laws to govern ourselves and govern all the foreigners in our jurisdiction. And that's what we have not been doing. What we've been doing is individually, we've been going trying to fight matters ourselves. When there's no treaty, there's no history. We can't look back and show where individual Moor went to court with bad occasion and benefit all the Moors. You can't look and say an individual Moor sat down with Congress or the head of the United States, Great Britain, France, Spain, and signed a treaty. There's no individual. It's government structure, diplomacy, government-government relationships. So we have to get back to the foundation of what government is. And And the main thing is being conscious of the right of self-government, the self-determination. That's the inherent right. That's inherited by our people, not given to them by our people. That's their right. In other words, how can we lose a right that we gave to someone else to be in our land to run government? We didn't take away their inherent right to say who they are. We didn't say you got to say you're more subject in the treaty. They have right to operate under their nationality, of their nation, of their constitution. So we got the same thing, same way. The only problem is we have not been properly educated on the proper norms, principles, concepts. We've been misled and been indoctrinated not to go this way through language, fictitious conveyed language. Now that the powers of the hierarchy, the supreme power, have ordained once again for us to come back into standing to protect ourselves, we the remedy. Let's see, that's up here.
1, 2, 3, check.
You got something?
All right, he's on. Go ahead, continue.
Now, let's say this right here. They in our land. Yes, we're not in their land, but what's going on is that we're dealing with your political jurisdictional boundaries. Other governments been allowed to be here by the ruling power of Morocco. What you mean, Shem? All these nations, ancient nations that make up a landmass called Morocco, they are legislating among themselves to keep a population, to keep voting the election, they vote in the elections who they feel as though they want to govern them, their fears. They may express themselves to the public. We have not been doing this. Like I said, one more cannot protect the whole nation. You need government. This is going on every day around us. In the cities, counties, and state governments. What you see? Election day coming up. What you see? People going around giving out registration forms. Got tables set up. You gonna vote? You know, if you vote for so-and-so as a candidate, he's gonna introduce a bill to do this. It means the benefits. And the government structure is being done right away. Everybody go to the polls, sign, register, and they vote. Why? Because they believe that's going to make a difference in their life. So as Moors, we're not worried about no other government business. Right now, we're crucial now. We got to worry about ourselves. Let's get our house together, our houses in order, and govern among ourselves and sub-legislative power so we can go enforce our treaties among ourselves and with the nationals. And the first thing is by not being divided. We can't be divided on this. We got to come in unity and proper concepts. And come in unity mean, I mean, I like to sit across the table from this man, but if this man agree with the concepts and norms, I love him. I put everything to the side that I may feel emotionally, but I love his divinity. It's coming out, expressing itself out of him. His seeds, his thoughts. It's manifesting itself out of his field, his mouth. Now coming a good concept. I agree with that. We're going to do it. That's what I want to hear. Let's come together, not be in unity against the concepts, looking back how government run. We have not been, honestly, we haven't run no government. Not back, not before or now. We get ready now to get set to the place where we're going to set government structure to protect our people, protect our children, go in our water so we can have an industry of fish, go in our land so we can raise livestock when somebody tells them how we can't slaughter our animals, and raise an animal, even kill our own animal. We can't do something with our own daughter, our sons. We got to go to their school. There's a curriculum, a legislative power to take our schools to teach our children so they don't be indoctrinated. See, Hang Suu wrote a book, The Art of War. We don't know who the enemy is. I'm going to tell you that the enemy is somebody that befriend you every day. Do what? Favors. I can do this for you. Or you got this. An enemy is someone that you can raise up in the household with. Through ignorance. They become the enemy because they're ignorant. They don't know. So they become the enemy. Why? Why? Because they're looking at what they into as a benefit. If they lose that, they lose everything. We have to take all this into consideration. So let's be. See, we have to understand these wrong concepts. Let me say this right here.
Is it what we on?
Yeah, we on. Yes. Listen. So we can clear this back up. There is no black man in nationality. There is no white man in nationality. Let me tell you something. What you mean, Shem? I can look back. I can't find it in the records. I can go to a record and find out a black man was a nationality. I can go back and find out that a white man was a nationality. So when you hear these words, these are political identities categorizing people in certain categories. Who got this standing? Who got this standing? Who's on this status? Who's on this status? And now we have a right to make a difference in our Constitution and our laws that we pass, that we protect each other, ourselves, even protect our aliens, civilians that stay here under treaty. We protect them too. You got that, Abdullah?
Yes. All right. So we want to go to a question.
So, all right. Want to do the first one?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Questions to analyze. Question number 1. What does it mean in international law when a Moorish official or Moorish consul discuss international law with local cops foreign to Moorish jurisdiction who have not been enacted into law by United States Congress as a central authority? Let me read it again. Shem, what does it mean in international law when a Moorish official or Moorish consul discuss international law with local cops foreign to Moorish jurisdiction who have not been enacted into law by United States Congress as a central authority?
That Moore is incompetent. He's untrained in international law. He's untrained in government relationship, how government operates, and doing intercourse between one another. That Moore is incompetent, de facto, because France, Great Britain, China, Japan does not operate that way. They don't have a council come over here and explain to the local authority. What happens is, from the head of state issue executive order or a proclamation to the head authority that's been delegated by the government to take that proclamation, and now it gets transferred down to all local officials, government attorney generals, government agency units. What happened is they give them what you call funding set aside for what you call they're being taught. They call what do you call it? You go to what do you call it when you go to when you
like the United States the Department of the United States State Department.
Yeah,
and the United States State Department, there are over 100 courses that are taught that are provided by the United States State Department. Those who work for the State Department and others can apply, enroll in these courses, so they can move up in rank, move up, and taking these courses in international law. So United States State Department does have courses, over 100 courses that are in international law and diplomacy and foreign relations and affairs and treaty studies, for their workers.
And they create a manual. They create a manual, and this manual goes out to all law enforcement agency units. Agencies.
Well, I was talking about more so the courses.
Right.
Let's look at it because there's two different.
Right.
There's two different issues there. We're talking about their actual courses that workers can take. All right. The manual is structured by Congress, and so all right. But as far as courses that workers who work in the State Department can actually take, all right, to learn international law and develop their understanding so they can for foreign affairs, so they can move up in promotion. All right. So I'm talking about actual courses. Now, what Shem is talking about is a manual consular notification and access and things like that. That's two different areas of I'm talking about discussion.
Now, when they do the orientation in this course to train the employees on international law, there's a manual that's put out.
We want to be very clear, Shem, that it's not orientation. These are courses.
Seminars.
No, the classes. These are courses. Because orientation and seminar are two different. You got courses, you have orientation, seminar. Those three things. We don't want to interchange them.
Okay.
We don't want to interchange them as though they have the same meaning. All right. We talk about courses that they would take for three or 4 months. All right. There's hundreds of courses that the United States State Department offer. All right. They're not seminars. All right. A seminar would be because there's colleges there's colleges that offer seminars that would only be for like 3 days. But a course is for a semester. That's a course. But a seminar would be a 1-day seminar or 1-day orientation. No, these aren't orientations. These are not seminars. These are actual classes, courses, 3 or 4 months long. All right. I just want to articulate that because there's a difference between a seminar, orientation, and courses.
Thank you, Professor. And also the local officials. The reason why a Moorish council do not supposed to be explaining to a sheriff or a local official international law or treaty relationship, because there's a manual that's put out by the